Roar!
Hello and welcome back, everyone. This is once again a Wild World RP side story.
Yep. So this one's gonna be fun.
This one will be very much fun because it is also one that we had planned for quite a while, but that would be just boring for the other players because, as we said in the other side story, they would just sit around.
Mm-hmm.
Which would not be fun for anyone.
Mm-hmm.
So, the setting here is this. Once again, Midnight is in her room. Alone.
Clear bloody corpses.
Clear of bloody corpses. And she's reading through a few of the reports on her desk. About ammunition, about food supply, about requisition requests for spare parts. Among those, there is a requisition request for 3 tons of weapon-grade plutonium.
Pixie's at it again, eh?
Signed by Pixie Cotton.
I guessed that.
And she has to decide either to grant it or not.
I wish I knew what it was for.
It's weapon-grade plutonium.
Weapons. Have no reason not to trust her. Really.
And right behind that is a form also signed by Pixie Cotton. Requesting 3 solar fusion cores.
Looks between them. What does she need this for? What is she thinking?
You suddenly feel a breath on your neck.
Turns around sharply.
You are muzzle to muzzle with a pure white stallion dressed in golden armor with a blonde mane, an earth pony, looking at the requisition forms that you were just holding.
Doesn't anyone know how to knock?
Oh, I am sorry, miss. I did not use the door. And he looks at the forms again. Looks like someone is trying to build a very big bomb.
Puts my paw over the requisition forms. Excuse me, mind explaining who you are and what you're doing in the room?
Oh, I'm very, very sorry, ma'am. My name is Private Solar Flare. I was sent here to fetch you.
Fetch me?
Yes.
Who wants to see me?
The Council of Light would now be ready for you.
Oh. Wow, it's been a while since I heard that name. Alright.
It usually takes a while for them to gather.
Well, with how many dimensions, she talks as she puts the requisition forms together and then into a drawer. I can imagine how many they have to gather to get all of the council.
Quite so. However, usually it is roughly 50 to 55% present. Right now, you can feel honored. All of them are there.
All of them?
All of them.
Why? Should I be concerned that so many have turned up?
They want to see you.
Thanks for the amazing detail there. Gets up. I'm assuming you've got a portal or something.
He points behind himself where there is a huge portal right inside your wall.
Seriously, no one knows how to knock. Does no one use doors? We need a portal room.
Excuse me, miss, but how was I supposed to knock?
Put your hoof on the ground, knock on the floor, just as you entered?
Which would kinda defeat the point of knocking, because I'd already be in the room.
No, that's true. However, it would still give me a warning that someone was in here, rather than turning around and kissing you. And that's reserved for my husband.
As it is for mine.
Fair enough. Now that we understand each other, after you.
And he turns around and trots through the portal.
Follows.
As you come through the portal, you emerge into a gigantic round room. The only lit place is a small circle of light in the middle. And you can vaguely make out the walls of the circle that you have just emerged into through the semi-darkness.
For kinds of light, they have a lot of darkness.
Solar Flare is standing to the right of the portal, which is now closing, by the way.
Make sure my tail isn't caught inside the portal still. That would be awkward and painful. Looks around, slightly curious. So, where do I go? What do I do?
Are you actually asking that? I mean, is your character asking that?
Yes.
Step into the light. You hear a voice from the darkness.
Okay. Mumbles under my breath. Definitely should be concerned. Walks into the light.
And now, due to the light assaulting your eyes slightly, all you can see around you is darkness.
Is there any reason for the dramatics?
I'm sorry, but we have to be careful. You hear a voice from your right.
Vaguely looks in the direction. Why is that?
Because many has come before us, and was treacherous in the end. You hear from your left.
Looks over. In the general direction. Agreed. That's understandable. And as a first meeting, I guess this is appropriate. But could we at least dim down the light so I'm not going blind here? Just a little. You guys can stay in darkness, just my eyes.
The light dims slightly.
Bow slightly with my head. Thank you.
You are welcome. You hear a warm voice from right in front of you.
Smiles gently. So, how do these meetings usually first? I assume you lot have questions.
Questions and an appraisal.
All right. Ask away.
You see two glowing blue dots emerge in the darkness. as if eyes are opening.
Looks towards them.
One of the questions I personally would have is why you did stop me when I pursued a known criminal.
Frowns a little. I'm not sure I understand the question. When did we do that? Could you say that when this happened?
Not a week ago.
Wait, do you mean Barbara?
Laughter is heard all throughout the council chamber.
What? We had to name her something. I wasn't going to call her Alternate Midnight. We have enough of those.
True enough. But yes, I was pursuing the criminal known as Barbara in your world.
So you are the dark... Okay, gotcha. Well, to be fair, I didn't stop her. I actually tried to teleport away my group. Was it me? I think it was me. To a safe space. It was actually one of my party who brought her with us. This is due to apparently a deal that he had made with her that I only found out a day before. The deal being that she stays out of our way, and actually, I'm not entirely sure. I was going to have a proper discussion with him in private, but it never happened. The idea was she stays out of our way. To be honest, I have a very strong feeling that she was the one that won that battle that long ago, thanks to his talking with her. If I had known you were the one pursuing her, I would have called him off and made sure that you two were able to fight it out. However, you destroyed the Crystal Empire in my world and destroyed multiple of our ships. Couldn't you have at least given us forewarning what was going on?
That was a small price to pay to get rid of that murderer.
I'll be honest, if she's truly dead, then I'm not going to mourn her.
Due to your interference, she did escape me.
Damn it.
So a whole reality had to be destroyed for her escape. I myself only got out of there with my life.
Then that I'm sorry for. I would have told Garius to leave it. Fact is, we didn't even know how we could stop. So the best option, at least for him, was make a deal so that she doesn't kill any one of our allies and stays out of the war and doesn't join the other side, and hopefully find a way to stop her eventually. But I wish you had caught her. And I'm sorry for our interference.
The one you call Barbara. She once stood where you stand now.
She did?
She did.
You can... How?
She was not always as she is now.
Any idea what changed her?
We have ideas, but no confirmation on them.
Fair enough.
All we know is that ever since she betrayed us, She has become a big liability.
I agree. Though, she had kept her word.
She will keep her word. That much we know. At least until it suits her not to.
So, i.e., if she had another option to gain what she needed. Or wanted.
Exactly. Her attack on the council elder was mal-informed. We assume she was expecting a different target.
Looks towards the eyes. I'm assuming you're one of the elders?
I am the elder.
Apologies. Well, I am sorry. She did tell me she bit off more than she could chew. And next time, we won't get in your way. Though, I have a feeling she will not be challenging you anytime soon. You did quite a battering on her.
And yet I was unable to deliver the killing blow.
And that's thanks to our interference.
Yes, it is. But don't fret too much. She is quite a slippery one.
Well, I would have thought she would have known that this war, the war that we were part of, was the same war you were fighting. So we would be allies, and so she shouldn't have attacked you. But, she also doesn't always seem like the smartest.
Oh, she is very, very smart. And the shadowy woven figure with shining blue eyes steps into the light right next to you.
Slightly bows my head in respect.
And she starts walking around you. Her mistake was that she forgot one simple little fact. I do not have a world to protect anymore. So I live in the space in between realities. The space that you travel through when you switch dimensions.
Huh.
She inadvertently stepped into my new realm, expecting an alternate version of me, which she might have been able to defeat. Instead, she faced me.
Real deal.
And just with a blink of her eyes, the marble all around the circle of light is turned to dust. The marble around the circle of light that you are standing on is turned to dust with a blink of her eye.
So I'm now standing on dust?
No, you are still standing on marble, but everything around the circle of light that you are standing in has been turned to dust.
Okay.
Just within a blink of her eye.
Question. Have you also absorbed other fifths?
She bares her considerably large fangs at you. Yes, I have.
I'm hoping evil fits.
I destroyed every fifth who dared to attack one of our worlds or me. I usually do not get involved in the petty fighting myself. The results can be disastrous, as you might have felt.
Yeah. Agreed. And I know from the amount of shit you destroyed. Though, I'm guessing because of the so many people and dimensions, there's no real way of communicating.
It would be hard to communicate. That is why we have heralds, like Private Solar Flare over there, to carry messages.
That's problematic. But fair enough. You'd think with so many powerful people in the room, you could just magic up a, I don't know, red phone box that you could just call and be like, yo, dude, stuff's happening.
We
But-
tried that once.
And?
our enemies tapped into it.
Ugh. That's not good.
Which is why we used our powers to create the heralds.
Oh. That? So they can't be faked?
They can not only not be faked, but if you try to interrogate them, they will simply dissolve.
That is actually impressive.
Thank you. And it is the safest way of communicating that we have come across yet.
Still, an immediate... You just even saying, yo, I'm fighting this person, and we could have told you it was Barbara, would have made things a little bit easier.
In all fairness, you seeing her fight anyone that could defeat her should have given you pause.
It did. We were very confused. We kept on interrogating her, asking what the hell is going on. She kept giving us cryptic answers like, well, guess what? I bit off more than I can chew. Seriously, once I wish some of the five would talk straight.
It is not our greatest virtue.
Yeah, and it looks like it. I have a problem with that too. She is an alternate version of me.
As are many present in this room.
You're an alternate Lupina, am I wrong?
You are not. In my world, I was the avatar of war. Before our fifths attempted to make a bid for power, that is.
Yeah.
He destroyed our world. But I survived. And with the power of my siblings, I managed to defeat him. They live on inside of me, if you will.
That's a very nice way of thinking about it.
It is the only way of thinking about it.
True.
And her spectral tail, which is ice cold, brushes your flank.
Shivers slightly.
And as you look down, you notice that there are actually little ice crystals on your fur where she touched you.
Wow, you're powerful. You're literally dripping with energy.
The form that you see before you is only 1/10 of my power.
But I'm guessing you can't take your normal form without relinquishing some of the power?
No. You saw what happens when I manifest my full power.
When you destroyed the Crystal Empire?
Exactly.
I really wish you had not done that.
I
That is
had
going-
no choice. I was trying to trap someone who has killed countless of our allies.
I wish your teleportation had worked.
The only reason I was not able to kill her once we had gone through the dimensional portal was that she used the holder of the essence of the world we had gone to as a living shield.
Yeah. I don't care what deal Gary has made. Please go kill her.
She flashes her fangs at you again. I intend to.
Have I... This is probably a bad thing to ask, but have I proven that I'm not against you? At least a little.
She raises an eyebrow at you. I am unsure about you. I'll be honest about that.
That's all I ask. Honesty.
The problem is that Barbara, who looks so much like you, convinced us of her loyalty back in the day.
How did she betray you?
She destroyed 3 worlds.
By doing her trick of luring them into her dimension?
Actually, she started with her own dimension.
So wait, what's the dimension I met her in?
That is hers. But by destroying, we mean she wiped out every single life form. We do not yet know how. But she did use a magic that, when she consumed her victims, made her gain their strength.
That explains the eating. That explains a lot. Okay. I definitely saw a lot of bones. Dimension.
I actually witnessed what happened in her dimension.
You hear a new voice from the darkness behind you.
Looks behind me.
You don't see anything in the darkness.
What did she do?
First, there were reports of, how to say, missing dragons and ponies. Eventually, she attacked Canterlot. The other four tried to stop her, but one by one fell to her tooth and claw. And once she had gained all of their abilities...
The rest fell quickly.
Exactly. It wasn't even much of a fight. She simply teleported all of them.
To where?
You likely wouldn't believe me if I told you.
Try me.
She was sitting in the Canterlot Castle gardens, her maw as wide open as possible, and consumed every creature that she teleported one by one. It took her days.
Doesn't matter. There's one thing I know about Barbara is that she loves to play. Ugh. That part nearly sickens me more.
She has always liked to play with her prey. It is something that we noticed when she was working for us. Though do not get me wrong, she was a valuable asset.
That I have no doubt. Sounds like, from the way she acts, the way she talks, I feel like she's more of an Lupina Carni than I ever have been.
There is more to being a Lupina Carni than just being able to fight and kill.
No doubt, but what I mean is, was she different in that dimension as in raised by Lupina Carni or wolves? Or was
She
also...
was born a Lupina Carni, yes.
There's the difference.
During her time with the council, and a scroll appears in the air before your eyes. It is rolled up.
Cautiously opens it.
And you see a list that has... wait a second. 32 names on it. These are the corrupted ones that Barbara took out for us.
Corrupted ones meaning fifths or just evil people?
Evil members of the Five.
Okay. Huh. Did she absorb their power as well?
From what we know, yes.
Alright. Fair enough. Yeah. I can understand completely.
And you notice that on that list there is a name Midnight 4 times.
Wait. 4 different midnights, or is this me?
4 alternate versions of you.
Alright, sorry. Just, I get creeped out and sometimes seeing my name more than... It automatically makes me think, wait, I'm on the list? But, of course, that makes no sense.
She was... How to translate this to your language? A very skilled assassin in our employ.
Agreed. That she is.
But do not believe that she left our confrontation unscathed.
Oh, hell no. The fact I haven't heard from her in ages proves that. Normally, she shows up, but I haven't heard any sightings for ages.
You feel something fluffy land on your snout and hear something impact right before your paws.
Huh?
Something that came flying from the darkness.
Jumps back and looks confused.
In front of you on the ground, after it fell off your snout and the other objects that fell in front of your paws, are laying one purple ear and a tail.
Ooh. Yeah. That would hurt. Can we track her?
What?
Well, can we use parts of her to track her with some sort of magic?
Usually that would not be a problem, but she is very good at hiding.
Fair enough. Worth a shot. I doubt she would let anyone, if she knew that she was missing body parts, that she would let it lead back to her.
Exactly. We have tried to triangulate her exact location several times, but every time it comes up with a different result.
Do you have a general idea of the dimension to be in?
Every time the dimensions that we locate her in are very far apart from one another.
I'll set all of my... What's the word? I'll set all of my people on close eye outs for any alternate me's. If we find anything, or see her, because there's no way in hell I am There's no way in hell I'm confronting her. How do I let you know?
The shadowy woven form nods to Solar Flare, who's still standing in one corner.
He will accompany you home.
Okay. So he's not my personal communication with the light?
Yes.
Fair enough. Is there any other questions you wish to ask?
Not at this moment. So be prepared.
For what?
And a dozen small, like holograms open right in front of you, showing different planets in your dimension, where all kinds of creatures are hard at work building bases.
Oh, wow.
We have already begun constructing a spearhead in your world.
A spearhead?
In case that you might need military assistance.
That is very possible. We still need to rebuild a couple of ships. Smirks slightly. But we should be okay.
Our bases should be finished within the week.
Any chance we could get we could swap info?
Once they are finished, one of our agents will get in contact with you.
Alright. I just would rather not cross our investigations or have us investigating the same dimension or basically infiltrating each other somehow.
Do not worry. If one of your agents were to stumble into one of our worlds, they would very soon discover that they are wrong there.
How?
Worlds ruled by a fifth. Worlds that are on the side of destruction, in general, do not have any sons left.
Oh. That sadly makes a lot of sense. And if you should need any help, though you personally I highly doubt will ever need, don't be afraid to ask.
If there is need for your assistance, Solar Flare will let you know.
Thank you.
You are welcome, and you are now free to go.
I hope next time we can meet in more better circumstances.
We shall see.
Oh, goodbye. Wait, I realize I don't know what to call you. I don't really want to call you Mist Wolf.
She looks at you and gets very, very close with her muzzle to yours, and you feel the air around you just growing chillingly cold.
Stands firm, but chuckles slightly. I was only kidding.
In the tongue that I speak natively, my name would break your throat. The name that I go by, and that most dimensions call me by, is Cthulhu.
Midnight's jaw drops. Wait, you're the thing that Nightfall summoned in the kitchen?
She raises an eyebrow. I do remember such an incident, yes. And I was quite put out by someone actually performing a summoning ritual.
Sincere apologies. I wasn't there at that time. That was all scripts, guard, security person's problem. Kind of has a bit of a fascination with you.
She licks her fangs slightly. Don't worry. He paid the price for what he did.
And now I'll have to ask him about it. Okay, that
You
is
don't
noted.
need to.
Has he never mentioned to you that he has no longer got a soul?
Yeah, he has. That was your doing?
I ate it.
Okay. New question. Was it tasty?
I was sick for a week.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Anyway, bows to the supposed Council of Light that's in darkness and says, "Thank you for having me. I hope we cleared up a few things. And goodbye, Cthulhu." That's going to take a while to get used to be saying. But goodbye.
Goodbye, midnight.
Turns around and walks towards... Oh, what was the guy's name again?
Seriously? Solar Flare.
Sorry, Solar Flare. Like, I was about to call him Lightbringer.
That's a little pip. And he puts his hoof on the wall, making a portal appear. Hello? Midnight? Hello? Hello? What the hell is going on here? Hello? I can't hear you. Nope. Hello? Hello? Okay, I guess that's it then. And I hope you enjoyed this, even though I had a little bit of an end scene planned here. But this will apparently not happen. Anyhow, love you all. And sadly, Discord derped out once again. Don't forget that there's a Teespring store and the link to our Patreons down in the description below.